What's up, bros? Today we have what should only be referred to as the poor man's DMR, and that is this, the PSA PA-10 or the budget AR-10. So the PA-10 is in fact an AR-10, and in this configuration you can make the argument that it is also a DMR. This shoots a .308, which is the same caliber as the original AR-10. Now, what is a DMR? DMR stands for Designated Marksman Rifle. That means it's somewhere between a short to mid-range and a long-range rifle, right there in that sweet spot, anywhere between 200 to 600 yards away. So now, why do I say this is the poor man's DMR? This whole thing was assembled for less than $1,200. I put this together using an upper and a lower from Palmetto State Armory, even though they do sell complete PA-10s, but I think that's part of the reason this was so cheap. Now, when it comes to almost anything, especially guns, I'm like a huge deal hunter, bro. So I got this upper for around $500. That was with a daily deal discount plus a 4th of July discount code plus another coupon code that I had. And for that $500, you get a 20-inch stainless steel barrel with a complete everything else. It did not come with the scope or everything else. I added those later. So $500 for the upper. I got this PSA scope for on sale, like 150 bucks. This Aero Precision lightweight scope ring set I got for less than 50 bucks on another crazy sale. This Magpul bipod I got, you guessed it, on sale for like 50 bucks. And then I added this foregrip right there. So after everything with the upper and all of these added parts, it was around 800 bucks. Now the lower in all of its glory only ran about 300 bucks. With it being a mostly PSA lower, there's nothing fancy. They do have this sweet overmolded grip and it came with this Magpul STR. Now the biggest reason I went with this lower though is it includes their nickel coated 2-stage trigger. I could have gotten an even cheaper lower, but decided to get one that came with this stock and this specific trigger. Super smooth creep up to that first wall right there, and then super crisp. The reset super nice too. Nice and crisp. So the actual bare bones gun itself was just around $800. With everything else I added, after taxes and transfer fees, it was probably around $1,100. Hence, the poor man's DMR. This configuration specifically might be best fit for that 200 to 600 yard range. Why do I say that? First of all, it's got a bipod. How can you have any kind of long range gun without a bipod? Now, according to politicians, if you put a brace on a, what did they say? What did they say about, like, if you put a brace on a AR-15, it becomes a machine gun or whatever? What did they say about that?
It turns it into a bump stock?
Yeah.
Stabilizing brace, which is depicted here, when attached here, it turns this weapon into an automatic weapon. It becomes a bump stock.
The putting on a pistol brace to an AR-15 turns it into a bump stock. Then slapping on a bipod to an AR-10 turns it into a DMR. This thing has a 20-inch barrel, which helps give it a lot of punch further out. And I chose to put on a Primary Arms SLX 4 to 14 times zoom. Now with that particular zoom range and this barrel length, and obviously the bipod, it would probably shine best in 100+ yard range. Now I've said a lot of stuff about DMRs, but realistically, the biggest reason why I'm calling this a DMR is due to the reticle on this scope. This particular scope uses Primary Arms ACSS DMR HUD, which I guess, you know, automatically makes this a DMR. You know what they say, you throw a DMR HUD on a gun and that automatically turns it into a DMR.
They do say that, don't they?
Like they say that, right? Okay, cool. Whoa, that's a lot of words. We're gonna take a quick break and do a water bottle penetration test with those guys down there to take a look at the energy transfer from these rounds of .308 out of this AR-10. Wow, we got one survivor. He's a squirter, ladies and gentlemen. Completely tore apart one of these. Now, imagine if this was your spleen or your kidney. That would not be a good day for you. Now, I've described this gun as both a DMR and an AR-10. Now, you could also call this a battle rifle because it shoots a .308 or 7.62 by 51. And probably one of my favorite things about this PSA is even though it's cheap, it runs the steel-cased ammo super well. It's really smooth, which means if you can find some really cheap Milsurp ammo, you could run this thing for about the same cost as you would an AR-15. Now, one of the things that I've really enjoyed... Where? Tango down.
Whoa, that's so cool, bro.
Now, one of my favorite things about this too is that 308, it just has a nice kick to it. It just, I don't know, I can't describe it. I've never had a semi-auto 308 before this thing, and I've just absolutely loved it. I've caught that battle rifle fever, I guess you could say. As you just saw, the recoil is not that strong. I mean, obviously it's more than a 5.56, but it feels really good to shoot. So we're gonna do just that. We're gonna run through some drills and see how well we can shoot this thing. But before I do that, I forgot to mention how heavy this thing is though. That is the one downside about a battle rifle, AR-10, DMR, if it's not built lightweight. This thing, with an empty mag, I weighed it the other day and it was 12 pounds, pretty much on the dot. So 12 pounds plus whatever a mag loaded with 25 rounds of 308 is, that's pretty heavy. So packing this thing around wouldn't be too light. I guess if you had a really good sling, that would be good. But it does, you know, a while if you're a weak boy like some people, not me, but if you would be, then perhaps your shoulder could get tired if you raise and lower this a lot. If you're shooting a lot or running a lot of drills without, you know, putting this on a table or laying on the ground, it could get pretty heavy for you. I guess go to the gym and then you could be like me and you could shoot a battle rifle. So yeah, anyway, so we're gonna do a build drill here. One thing I've got to keep in mind is this was sighted in at 50-ish and then 200 yards. So up close, we're gonna see how that goes doing this one. Yeah, so on your mark, cameraman.
Beep.
All right, so yeah, I was going slower. I got it 3 in the A and then I was like, no, I'm going too slow. And then if you were an Olympic judge, what would you rate this?
7.
7? Wow, look at that. I'm Olympics bound. There's a bug on the end of that. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, never mind, dang it. Are you ready?
I think so.
Beep.
Didn't turn the safety off.
Frick yeah, brother.
I think I aimed a little too high.
So you had those
3,
two,
these 2,
and then that one. That's not too bad.
All right, 1 out of 10.
If I was an Olympic judge, I'd probably, what did you give me?
I said 7.
7? I give you a 6.9 out of 10, dude. Sorry, almost there, almost there. It's my channel, so I have to win, I guess.
Hey, I got a B. You got a D. Huh?
B's nuts. All right, Mozambique next. Ready?
Beep.
Woo! That was like perfect Mozambique with this thing. 2 right there, and then that one right there. So I'd say if you were an Olympic judge, that you'd probably have to give me somewhere around 10 out of 10, right?
8.5 only because it took you a little time to gather for the last shot.
All right, you're up. Hat is backwards. He's getting serious now. Boop. Not bad, actually. That's just barely outside. Oh my gosh, dude, you're barely touching.
You calling that an A or a B?
Get your finger in there. Oh, that's definitely A zone, dude. I give that as Olympic judge. Probably 8.
Well, they only die at 8.5, so.
He's alive. He's alive enough to sue you because live men do tell tales.
Yeah, they do.
Wow, look at the time. You're ready for another ADD break. This time we've got 8-gallon water jugs. We're gonna see if we can send these rounds all the way through it. Comment down below if you think it's gonna make it through all 8, or if you don't, which one you think it's gonna stop in. And let's find out. Oh my gosh! Holy cow, I got so wet. Look at this. Oh my gosh, this guy's leaking out as we speak. Holy moly.
That stopped in the 5th one.
Is it in there? It looks like it came in through here and then it went out right there. Here's the 6th one and it looks like it just nicked it. So we didn't catch it, but we have these 2 gallons left. So I don't know if it would have caught it there, if it was slow enough at that point, or if it would have kept going through, but whatever happened, it deflected. Yeah, dead center. This might have been the first one.
And then it exited.
Just exploded, ripped that out.
Right there.
All right.
Very nice.
Nice. So we're gonna move to some longer range, but we still got a couple rounds. Do you see that bowling pin out there? Gonna get it. I missed. Just cut that out of the vid. All right, so we're out here at 100 yards. We're using just your standard brass casing, copper FMJ 762x51. Not sure what brand. This is more mil-cert from my local gun store. First time shooting this at 100 yards. With our target that we've got, let's do top right for the 100 yards, and then we'll do center for 200. I can't even tell where I'm hitting. You know, in hindsight, we probably should have drove out to 200 yards, but here we are walking. All right, 200 yards, 3 shots each, center target. We'll check it out after we switch. That guy right there, that's our target. We are all the way here.
Can't see anything.
I know, it kicks up so much dirt. All right, here we are 200 yards later. This was the target we were using for at 100 yards. We were aiming up here, and we had one, this was like a double hit right there. And then, so we had 4 here. I don't know what happened to the other 2 because we each shot 3. But then at the 200 mark, we were both aiming here, and all 6 of our shots hit right there. It was like low right. And this is kind of the thing where it gets into like, do I need to re-zero? This could very well just be a skill issue, but that's what it was. That's it. That's it. You know the thing. 200 and 100,000 billion yards. And that is the PSA PA-10. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Leave a comment down below what your favorite thing was about this gun. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, stay awesome, dude!